Yesterday, I was listening to the latest Corridor Cast episode 137, if I'm not mistaken. And in that episode, the guys complain about the problems that unfortunately keep occurring with Adobe software, in particular with Premiere and After Effects. And I'm sorry to say that, but they're right. Hello and welcome here on Random Rotation. I hope you're all doing well. So, what is this all about? Premiere used to be one of the best tools for video editing out there, and it still is. I've been using it for, I think, almost 13 years now, and in the last couple of years, I've noticed more and more crashes, corrupted project files, and the most frustrating thing, unnecessarily long render times. Let me show you. I've opened a random rotation video from last month that should work perfectly fine for this demonstration, and I duplicated the original sequence. That's why it's called copy 01 here, just to make sure I do not ruin my old work. Always a smart decision, always. We are going to render this sequence out in just a second, and after that, we're doing the same in DaVinci Resolve. And to make this a fair competition, I need the sequence to be identical. That's why I now get rid of my text elements, because I know they won't be exported correctly. And another thing I have to delete are all these effects. You can see I used some audio effects here. Right click, remove attributes. Boom. And I also used some Lumetri and film convert effects. Right click. Remove. Let's prove it. All the effects are gone. Fine, let's render this. I want to render to my desktop, H.264, that is pretty good, and I choose to go with high quality 1080p. Export. I start the stopwatch here and pay attention to the GPU usage here, because that's the biggest problem when it comes to rendering with Premiere Pro. It's done. 1 minute and almost 50 seconds. Let's say 150. Let's keep this in mind, and let's now prepare this file for DaVinci. File, Export, Final Cut Pro XML. Yes, I know DaVinci is not Final Cut, but trust me, it's going to work. On the desktop, fine. Please check the FCP Final Cut Pro translation results report saved next to the XML file for possible issues encountered during translation. Simply click OK. That just means read this or don't. Your decision. Now I am in DaVinci Resolve, and before I do anything else, I have to make sure that I'm working in the correct frame rate. That is 25 frames per second in my case. I save this, and then I go to File, Import, Timeline, or Control-Shift-I. For Mac users, that's probably Command-Shift-I. Here's the XML. And I do not want to use the sizing information. Let's uncheck that. That is because I filmed everything in 4K and then edited it. Sorry. Now it's in my brain. I worked in a full HD 1920 by 1080 timeline, and let's just say Resolve is handling sizing information differently to Premiere Pro, but this should work very fine. Resolve is now importing all the files necessary, and here we are with the same exact sequence that we had in Premiere before. Now let's jump directly into the deliver page. And here I choose H.264 master. I want to save it next to my Premiere file. Let's call this DaVinci test. That's basically it. Add to render queue, render all. And pay attention to the GPU usage again. I mean, it's not maxed out yet, but it's pretty clear that DaVinci is making much better use of my GPU than Premiere, which is simply the reason why it's faster. And it's done. That took 1 minute and 5 seconds. So almost 45 seconds faster than Premiere Pro. And that's the issue. If I'm being honest, I don't really know why Premiere and also After Effects are not using my GPU the way they should. I mean, I own a 2070 Super. That's not an old or overly exotic device. I can only guess that the problem lies in old code that these tools are built on. In that case, Adobe really needs to rebuild this from the ground up. Otherwise, the problem will only rise with every new version. And that ultimately leads to creatives searching for alternatives. And let's face it, Resolve is free. Not the studio version, I know. But with the free version, you can do quite a lot. Don't get me wrong here. This is not me saying I want everything for free. I'll happily pay for good software. But when I do, I want to get something in return, and that is a tool set I can rely on in every situation. And yeah, that is the whole problem. Still, I use it, but I honestly do not know for how much longer. I do love these tools, I really do, but the most important word in that sentence is not love. It's tools, and tools get replaced if necessary. Simple as that. So please, Adobe, please fix that. And that, my friends, is it for this week. I really hope you liked it. And if so, thank you very, very much. I see you in the next video. And until then, stay safe and motivated. Bye for now.